Hey everybody, Cal here. So, I was planning on today, because I had a lot of stuff going on, to just do a laddering episode where, for those of you that don't know, I would just pick a deck, go on the ladder, play 2 or 3 games. But today I finally got the secondary terabyte hard drive put in, so I have a lot more room for everything. My mom is trying to help me out with some stuff. For those of you that haven't been here, I'm currently out of work on medical, and I just have lots of stuff going on. But when I recorded the video, some stuff got messed up with the, well, basically, when I installed the new hard drive, I forgot to plug my mic back in, so I was just talking into a mic. Usually how the laddering videos work is I just play 2 games in a row, and then that's what I turn the video into, 2 or 3 games, like I said. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just do the replays, to save time, since it's already... I try to get a video out every day, and I only have about 2 hours left to get this video out before I fail my goal. So I'll jump into the first replay, and I'll see you there. Here we are on replay 1. Now, I will say at a time, they are both song high, because as of right now, that is just about like 95% of what I'm running into is song high decks. I'm still sticking with the Abyssian deck I showed you guys. Now, I have a horrible start. I just straight up passed my turn because I don't want to get closer to him in case he did something crazy, and I really had nothing to do. So, oops, open this up. So obviously not great. One thing I will say about this deck, it seems to win. It's a good deck. It's just it doesn't have a lot of early game. It's kind of trying to ramp into mid-late game, using, of course, the Darkfire Sacrifice. So just to try to keep these Wraithlings around to hopefully proc some stuff, I just threw them in the corner, and then I moved out. Again, I'm still like getting comfortable with this deck. This opening seems really crappy, and it is, sadly. And I know song high decks are really fast, so at this point we're not looking too good. Now this was pretty good and bad for us. I mean, yes, it's giving him even more control over the board, and it's killing more of our units and everything like that. But the Juxtapose he could use later for more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Also, he probably should have played the Premise Fist before he Juxtaposed so that both his units could have increased attack. So one of our Wraithlings does survive here, which is great, because that's what we needed. So we can go ahead and just sacrifice that Wraithling and throw out our Vorpal Reaper. Was it Reaver or Reaper? I always forget. Vorpal Reaver. And I went ahead and just threw it down to deny the mana on that crystal. I could have cast Aggressive Agony on something, but you know, it wasn't necessarily super important. I probably should have, though, but we still drew 2 cards, I think. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I played Magmar just so again, for the new people. I've only played Control Magmar and like my version of Control Magmar for the about a month and 5 days that I've been playing this game. So I haven't had too much time. Excellent. So now this turn we have this Reaver, of course. We don't really have a way for it to die. Cool synergy. Let me pause real fast. A cool synergy is, since when this dies, it summons 6 Wraithlings. If you play a Black Soulless, and then the Vorpal Reaver dies, it gets +12/+12, which is really, really sick. It doesn't always happen, but it is pretty sick. Oops. Okay, I did reuse it. Since the last patch, there's like this weird thing where every time you resume a replay, it kind of freaks out. I went ahead and threw out the, I'm learning all the names too, the Shadow Dancer here, because we're going to get a lot of procs, and it's going to help keep my health a little higher. And especially if he decides to kill this, it's not only going to proc her again, but then it's also going to allow us to what's the word? It's going to proc her again. It's going to proc her again, but it's also then going to give us next turn some even more fodder for her as those Wraithlings run in and do stuff. So basically each one of these Wraithlings is doing 2 damage to our opponent right now, which is great. Now, he then realized that he could have killed her. But that's fine. I had a really crappy opening. He made one mistake. I think that balances out. So again, with this deck, your plan is usually to just spam low-cost minions all over the battlefield whenever you can, and then use them to trigger Death Rattle stuff. Sadly, this turn we can't. We don't have 1 extra mana so that we can play the Black Soulless and a Shadow Chaser, since that would make him a 6/9. So that's a little unfortunate. I ended up throwing Black Soulless out. Pardon me, I got hiccups. I end up casting Black Soulless anyways because Songhai doesn't necessarily deal with really big threats all that easily. So by getting him on the battlefield, it forces him to have to deal with a 7 health minion. Now this was a positioning mistake by me. I was a little surprised after he attacked, he went ahead and came towards me, since that does allow me to do some damage to his artifact. I'm still at pretty much full health as well, so I'm not super worried about him. But I had to think about what card I wanted to throw back here. And now we can just kind of surround him. And then I fell back in case he had another Silhouette Tracer that he couldn't just go behind me and do damage. And we have a lot of procs now for our. We have a lot of minions to proc this Death Watch, assuming they survive. But we'll see what he does. Now, for some reason, he was afraid of the Wraithling. I don't really understand why. I mean, sure, if he's afraid of me sacrificing them for something, but it's like, I don't really understand. Oh, I see why he did that. So that he wouldn't get counterattacked. That makes sense now, because he has Backstab. Sometimes I forget about how Backstab, even though I see it all the time, keeps you from getting counterattacked. Things are looking pretty dire for us right now, but they're not horrible. We're getting lots of Wraithlings. I went ahead and finished off his artifact, just so they couldn't do any backstab damage with it, of course. And then I'm going to throw some Wraithlings around, kind of give us a buffer zone. Give him too many targets to deal with. And with the Shadow Dancer in hand, we have lots of potential damage / healing coming up here. Perfect. So he's starting to get a little afraid. You see him backing off. Perfect time for the Shadow Dancer. to get out here. We can start sacrificing things. I went ahead and grassed it just to do more damage to him. Now here, I believe I just sacrifice a Wraithling in order to kill his Twilight Sorcerer, because there's so many targets on the battlefield now for him to hit with a Phoenix Fire that I don't really care too much. I just plan on getting all the damage procs on him, hitting him. You can see here we're at 22 health to 6 against the Songhai player. So when this deck does work out, it works out very well. And now we have the Assassin in our hand, which is really going to help if that Shadow, or if the Lantern Fox sticks around, since it'll probably hit the Jaxi so that it can stay at 3 health, and then we can just assassinate it. Not too bad. We have our own Shadow Dancer, just in case. In case we end up in a really bad situation, we can jump out of there. It's pretty good. Any changes I might make to the deck as I get more comfortable with it would probably be to take out some of the one-ofs or better stuff. I definitely think that the Silhouette Tracer would be really good against like a Lionheart metagame. But right now, since we're fighting Songhai, I don't think it's too important because the games end so fast that if you're in such a bad situation that you need a Silhouette Tracer out of there, you probably already lost. And they do so much damage from a range. With like rush minions, so they don't have to be necessarily right next to you. The ability to use Silhouette Tracer to teleport, all that good stuff. Like they have their own Silhouette Tracers, so they can just teleport behind you. So I don't think it's necessarily too important. Now here, I was really surprised that he sacrificed his Fox to kill her, instead of hitting it with her. Like instead of hitting her with himself, and then hitting the. And then using the Phoenix Fire on, you know what I'm saying? But he has this reason, and then he just concedes. So that was excellent. I really am enjoying this deck a lot. It's very, very good. Okay, and here we are jumping into the second game. As I said, they are both going to be Songhai today. This was against an S-rank player, though. So with 10 Songhai ribbons, so very good. Definitely a seasoned player. Now, sadly, we got our emergency cards / win conditions here, so that's not going to help us super a lot. So again, another bad start. I think that's the main weakness of this deck, is it doesn't really have a powerful opening. It relies on mid-game. It relies on its mid-game and late-game being overwhelmingly powerful to win you the match. So I went ahead and throw the artifact back here, I believe. I didn't throw the artifact back. This would have been great if I had anything else to play that turn, but sadly I did not. We finally have our Assassin, though, which is very useful for taking out almost anything he plays. And on 4 mana, combining the Aggressive Agony with the next Sorrow Assassin is pretty sweet, since she'll just kill the target we need and then do damage to everything around it. But yeah, the deck definitely performs well. I've dropped from rank 2 to 4, but I think a lot of that is me not necessarily knowing how to pilot the deck very well, along with Songhai definitely being in a place where they are very powerful. So I think it's kind of just a hard thing to deal with right now in general. Now, he only killed Wraithlings here, which sucks for me, but at least he's wasting resources just to kill Wraithlings, such as Juxtaposition, mana, all that kind of stuff. So here the best bet is probably to do the, put this Aggressive Agony on one of the Assassins and then kill them. But I think what I end up doing here is hitting this with my face so that I can cast a more sticky minion on the battlefield. And again, he's a good target for Darkfire Sacrifice. It's a turn late, but it's still a good target. So what I'm able to do here is take a step back. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm able to take a step back, allow Sarlacc to finish off him, and I'm able to assassinate his Lantern Fox, which again is going to stop him from being able to get any Phoenix Fires out of it from it being assassinated. And now the Jaxi on the battlefield, just because it's another targeted sacrifice, if he somehow is able to deal with Sarlacc, but Sarlacc's not really a problem. He just goes for face, because that's what they do. Sadly, I did talk to the maker of this deck, and he basically said that the deck's win condition is against Songhai. The deck's win condition is just hoping that they don't draw anything to kill you with. Now, I don't want to open my backup to the Assassin. I believe here what I do is I just hard cast the Vorpal Reaver, and then I use the sacrifice. I sacrifice Sarlacc to get him in a better position, and then cast the Shadow Chaser to get more things on the field. And luckily, this gives me a nice wall against his Assassin as well. Sword of Mechazor. Sadly, that's going to do a lot of damage to us. So this isn't looking very pretty, but we do have a good combo here. Since we have 3 health with our Vorpal Reaver, we can kill the Assassin and kill the Sword of Mechazor. And when the Vorpal Reaver dies, of course, it's going to give this Black Soulless a huge buff. And there it is. It's up to a 16-19. Then we can go ahead here and use Consuming Rebirth. It's going to sacrifice Sarlacc, it's going to resummon him, and then it's going to resummon him again to +2/+2, which allows us to now have 2 Sarlaccs on the battlefield, which 2 1/1s that never die can really add up, especially when they start triggering and proccing your Death Watch abilities. The only way he can kill us here is if he had 2 ways to... yeah, Hands of Sacrifice. He ends up conceding. I'm not sure why he conceded. I guess because... I don't think he had enough... Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to do enough damage to kill the Black Soulless, and therefore would have lost the game. And even if he had been able to kill the Black Soulless, we had so much on the board that I think we would have won eventually. I hope you guys are enjoying this deck. I think it's probably an enjoyable change from just seeing Magmar all the time, though I definitely am more comfortable with Magmar. I think it's nice to reach out. I also have a Songhai deck that was suggested by a viewer. I guess I'll probably give it a try. The reason why I've been holding off is because I feel like Songhai vs. Songhai would be boring to watch, but it can also be exciting. It's kind of a fast-paced, rapid fire. I could do more than 2 matches in that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll try to shake it up for the next video. Sorry this one came out so late, and I'll see you guys in the next video.